So hi, my name is Noob Salmon and this is a commentated speedrun of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, no out of bounds category. And I will talk about the category a bit later, once we start the run. After the character creation we have a autosave made, and that's our start save, so timing starts in 3, 2, 1, go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is bind heal minor wounds and flare. And I walk backwards, so this guy talks to me immediately. So yeah, no out of bounds, pretty self-explanatory. We finish the game as fast as possible without going out of bounds. Everything else is pretty much fair game. There are a bunch of cool movement tech in this category, cool strats. Any percent is fairly fast. It's about 5 minutes long, because you can clip through a building to access a door, which triggers the very final quest of the main quest line. So it's not that fun. This is more competitive. So first thing is that this area is the sewers, which serves as a tutorial for the game, and you basically need to follow the Emperor, who's being chased by assassins, and it's on a script. So it's pretty slow. So we need to make it fast, and this is actually the first trick I'm gonna do is try to pickpocket this guard, Glenroy, and that makes them go to the prison cell faster, because they're trying to catch me, but since I'm already in jail, the game just forgets it, but it saves 10 seconds. And the second important thing in this section is trying to aggro them, because what happens is that if you aggro them, they will run to you instead of just walking slowly. But the game is really generous in this tutorial section, so if you yield, they forgive you no matter what, and that's it. And I yielded at a specific spot, so I can trigger the next scripted event, which is spawning these assassins. I was a bit slow there. You get the idea. There we go. Talking to Bardo skips some dialogue. There we go. So what I did there is just setting up the next time I meet them, the aggro, the guards take 5 hits to aggro and the Emperor takes 6. So just hit them 1 less time. So the next time I hit them, they're gonna aggro to me immediately. These rats can block you, which just happened. There we go. Got confused there for a sec. We take the items from this goblin to be able to open this door and then get some items which will be used for later on. And yeah, this is pretty much how we're gonna go now. We parted ways with the Emperor, but we're gonna meet them again. This game is pretty much about NPC AI manipulation, especially in this section, and it can be really finicky. Many runners call this section the reset heavy point, I guess. Also, one thing I'm gonna mention with the character creation that I just skipped, that I choose the high elf female, because in this game the taller you are, the faster you move, and the high elf female is just the tallest character, so we gain that extra movement speed by that immediately. This section is pretty straightforward, not much happening. You just need to make sure you don't get stuck. You don't need to kill the goblins, I just do that because this is boring. But once we are out of the sewers, the run gets really intense, and it's gonna be a bit hard to explain while I'm actually doing the movement, but you will see why, probably. But I try my best. So there we go, you ran through this section, and we're gonna meet the Emperor again, and this is gonna be hard to explain, but I will try my best again. So basically this section is about straight up AI manipulation. I aggro to Glenroy, and I walk to this door de-aggro them. And what it does is that it immediately spawns the enemies behind this door. And hopefully... yeah, this is just Bethesda. And I tried to hit Glenroy again, because the next batch of enemies will de-aggro, so they will just stop. Now the Emperor is talking to me, and I pick my class, which is... no, the bird sign, which is Steed, which gives you extra bonus speed. And I try to aggro the Emperor, so they run to me, pick up the items from this chest. And hopefully, yeah, I did it correctly. They are stuck because Bethesda. I can't explain that. It just happens. It just works. And once they are here, I de-aggro them. It's very important that I talk to Burrows because it gives me a torch. And once they start walking, I can go through this door, which is normally unlocked. Pretty much that's why I need them here, because otherwise I can't pass this section. Try to push Glenroy just to make this scripted event a bit faster. And here comes the first big glitch. So I gonna dupe a bunch of items with arrows and then with scrolls. What I did was I tried to perform an attack. Oh, one more. Try to perform an attack and try to equip arrows, but the game won't let me equip the arrows. Oops, again. And what it does is that it remembers the number of arrows I'm trying to equip. So whenever I drop an item, it will drop the amount of items that I try to equip with the arrows. The same goes basically with the scrolls. But I need 2 scrolls, so the number of items will just go up. So I can have as many scrolls as I want with these 2 scroll dupes. Right now I'm gonna dupe the lockpicks because I need lockpicks too. I dupe with Chameleon and Flashbolt. I only need Flashbolt to attack enemies. Chameleon is just there, so I can dupe. That's pretty much useless for the run in terms of speed. Whoops. So, rip the Emperor. Sadly, he died. But he gave me the Amulet of Kings, which I need to deliver to the leader of the Blades. I pick my class, which is Nightblade. That's the fastest default class because it gives you bonus points to speed and athletics. And there we go. So we are off to go to Vernon Prairie. But the thing is that we are fairly slow and we're gonna do one more dupe. And this is pretty much, I think everyone who fairly heard about this category knows what's gonna happen. This red blocked me, but we're gonna buy 1 skooma. But 1 skooma is pretty useless in the run, so we're gonna make them a lot. And we just need to meet our friendly skooma dealer in Browville. But he's shy, he comes out at night, which makes sense, to be honest, for a skooma dealer. We have to wait for a specific amount of time. All you need to know about skooma is that it's a drug in this game, but the very important, basically 2 very important things based around the run is that it gives you more speed and it gives you extra carry weight. So those are the 2 important things in the run pretty much, because you're gonna carry a bunch of stuff and obviously you need to go fast. So I sell the potions that I duped and I buy 1 skooma. Skooma is very expensive. And I go on with the main quest to talk with Joffrey. But first, again, I need multiple skooma. So I'm just gonna dupe them. With the Chameleon first, so I have a bunch. On the ground, I need about 30, so I can do a lot of duping. There we go. This should be enough. Yeah, I need about 400. I'm gonna make a save here, but I will talk about that glitch a bit later. It's not relevant at the moment. So as you can see, I'm walking fairly fast, but it's still not the fastest way I can walk. I talked to Joffrey, by the way, and I'm gonna find the heir to the throne at Quach, called Martin Septim, who's the illegitimate son of Uriel Septim, who just died. Anyways, so what happens in this game is that what just popped up, the game tried to slow you down by saying the message that you cannot drink more skooma, and it happens with drinking 5 skooma. But if you drink 4 from your hotkey and 4 from your inventory, the game just forgets this limit, and pretty much you can stack 8 skooma at the same time. Oops. And this is called an 8 stack. This is the fastest we can move, and this is the first Oblivion gate that we gonna complete. So Oblivion gates are these things that are very important in this game to destroy, and that's what we're gonna do. So the other thing about this speed I'm walking with is that you cannot jump as high as much, you just pretty fast, but if you nudge yourself into like an object, then the game just gonna transfer your horizontal movement to vertical. And this is what I'm gonna do. It's time to skip this area, because otherwise you need to... so close. Otherwise you need to collect a key from a dude to open this gate, or tower, or whatever, and there you go. So this is called Skooma Jump. I'm gonna use it pretty soon as well. It's harder than it looks, but it's not that bad. So this is the end of the Oblivion gate, and I'm gonna make a save here again. It's gonna be relevant later on, and I'm gonna try to do this Skooma Jump. First try, nice, and I get the Sigil Stone, so I just destroyed the Oblivion gate. Also I fall halfway and then again. This is because it skips the animation of the Sigil Stone blowing up. There's Manius, and we say that... Oops. That was a bit scary. We say that, you know, I destroyed the gate, let's go inside and rescue the people there, along with the new Emperor. There are some scams here. Sometimes they zigzag, very annoying to hit, like this one. And there's one dude here who spawns these scams. Tried to kill him first. Didn't work. And the last one, there we go. Town is saved, told to Marius. The arrow in his arm, pretty funny. And there we go, we meet Sean Bean, aka Martin Septim.
I heard about.
And we are telling him that he's the only son of the Emperor. He didn't know about that. And he needs to come with us to Joffrey to protect him from the assassins. But before that, we're gonna do something else. So there's an intended sequence break, because for the main story to continue, Martin will ask us later to collect a Veynon or Great Welkenstone, and you can actually go for it before he gives you the quest for it. And the developers left some dialogue in the game that if you do this by accident, or you knew about that, then you can totally do that without actually taking a quest. And that's what we're gonna do. We go to Miskarkand, get the Great Welkenstone, and hope you got still the mental note of those saves I made. That's gonna be relevant at the end of this section. So this is a pretty cool area for movement, and I jinxed it because this zombie is blocking me. He's not supposed to block me, and I'm trying to get to the end of this ALD druid. There we go. first try I made that skooma jump off that fireplace. No big deal. And I don't believe there's more skooma jumps in the game, to be honest. I kinda don't remember it, but these three were the most relevant. Alright, so the Great Welcome Stone is at the end of this dungeon. Normally you need to do some backtracking, but we don't need to do that actually because of a glitch called load warping, which is like a wrong warp. Get the stone, quick save, then I load the save at Waynon Priory. And I'm gonna try to do a glitch where I pause the game and open this door at the same time. And that's gonna load the area behind that door and load my character from the quick save. So I don't have to go do all the backtracking. So this is called load warp. I'm gonna use that a lot in this game. I checked that box or chest. There is no amulet there, so they stole it. Normally Joffrey sends you there. And, you know, assassins attacked the chapel, so we are not safe here, so we need to go to the safe place with the Martin. And we go to Cloud Ruler Temple, where we get the inauguration of Martin Septim. There we go, we killed all of them. But this inauguration cutscene is very long, and, you know, I don't want to sit through it, so I'm just gonna open the door for them and do something else while they're doing this cutscene. So, as I mentioned, for beating the game, you need some items, and one of them, you need to collect a Daedric item. And there are multiple Daedric items in the game, but this one is the fastest to get because it's pretty much a big sequence break in the game. Because normally you need to be level 25 to get it, but we're gonna bypass this with this exploit, I guess. So we're gonna get the Mask of Clavicus Vial, but it's not here. Normally you get the quest from the statue, and it says that you need to get the Umbra, and the Clavicus Vial will give you the Mask of Clavicus Vial after that. But if you get the Umbra Sword first, before the quest, before the quest, you know, updates, then you can just complete the quest, and it gives you the mask, which is a Daedric item. So this is like probably the biggest, I would say, non-intended sequence break of the run. So you just need to go to the Shrine of Clavicus Vial, talk to this Catman, and then we're gonna turn in the Umbra Sword for him. And this is the greatest skip in the game, called Dogbutt Skip, because normally he talks to you for like 20 seconds, but if you talk to the dog's butt, it skips the dialogue instantly. Pretty great. And yeah, this is called Dogbutt Skip. Amazing.
Not much of a...
So we skipped all of the inauguration. They are the end of it.
You have proven your...
We're gonna continue the main quest. Joffrey says that Boris from the sewers knows some stuff about these assassins, and we're gonna talk to him. Did I make a save? I did. I was just a bit confused by talking about, as I mentioned, talking about the game and running it is kind of difficult, but I try my best. So the thing that we need to do is collect books, which is really important because that's how we determine the location of these assassins. So the first book is with this guy. Normally,
good work.
Boris saying that, oh, I'm just following this guy, and follow him too, and you know, try to engage with him, but you can just kill him and get the book, and it will update the quest. The second book, Boris tells me to go to Taormina, the Mages College, or Mages Guild here, it's not Skyrim. And she has the second copy, and she leads you to a bookshop. Oops, I think I waited too long. Yes, I did. Again, explaining stuff. shoot it again. So I have to wait for a very specific amount of time to the shop to be open. And also there's gonna be an in-game time dependent event, which is really important to get. There we go. Did it. So she gives me the second book. There are 4 books. I'm gonna make a save here again. Making a lot of saves. They don't make sense, don't worry. Just... They are for going fast. Just... that's all you need to know. Yeah, I accidentally pressed 5, that's what happens. Can't do much about it with Skooma, but it doesn't matter here too much. So he says that there is a guy coming for the book, so he can't give you the copies. So I'm gonna convince the guy who's coming for the books to give it to me because, you know, the world is in danger.
Yes?
And the Emperor has been murdered, and he says that, alright, I'm not gonna interfere, there you go. And he gives you the third book, and he also says that he's supposed to meet a sponsor in the sewers to get the 4th one. And normally you need to go to Boris, tell him that what's happening, and he's supposed to lead you to the sewers. But that's incredibly slow because he's trying to kill all of the enemies here, and basically it will take forever, so we don't do that actually. Also, for the rear runs we use in-game time, which is like loadless time, and we actually use a different route for this section. So that's why I'm a bit stumbling, but it's fine. So we just go here. I quick save, quick load to de-aggro the enemies behind me. That's a technique that you're gonna see, I think, once more. Wait for Boris to catch up. There we go. And we talk about the meeting. So he can meet the sponsor, or I can meet the sponsor, but obviously we can handle this. And we can convince the sponsor to give us the book, I think. We have great talking skills. So I just need to wait for the sponsor to appear. That was fairly fast. It can be RNG pretty much. Alright, nice talk. Get the 4th book. Escape. And load word back to the save I made at the Mages Guild. And with the 4th book, normally what happens is that you need to go back to Termina. And it tells you that there's a statue, and it can reveal the location of the, you know, mythic Dawn cult. But I don't go back to her. Since we know the location, we can straight go to, you know, this statue. And the problem with this statue is that it only lights up this map between, I think, 11:30 AM and 12:15 PM. So that's why the in-game timer is very important to work, because otherwise you need to either wait extra amount of time or just wait actually the in-game, which can take like, I don't know, almost a minute, I guess. So here's the, you know, base of these cultists, and we actually meet the leader of them called
Whatever it was.
oh, what's his name? Mankar Cameron, I think. Yes, I think I nailed it. And he has he's just the leader of this cultist. These cultists worship Miranus Dagon, who is the Lord of Destruction, I guess. And we get the Mysterium of Xerxes. I almost died. Which reveals the way to Paradise, which is the place governed by Mankar Cameron. And because, you know, he took the Amulet of Kings, of course. So we need to get it back, because otherwise the world will end. This guy doesn't have clothes. This is the effect of using Load Wars, by the way. This is happening. We give the book to Martin, and he's gonna decipher it. But until then,
I hope
Joffrey will tell us some spies that he noticed in Bruma. So we're gonna kill them, because spies are bad, obviously. And normally they are all across Bruma, but if you wait for, I think, 7 AM, or like in the morning pretty much, they're gonna be in a specific house, so that's why I'm waiting here. Nice. Make a save here. And we're gonna interfere with them. There are 2 assassins, or spies. And one of them is just sleeping. There we go, we get the basement key, so we get some parchment here. They're, I don't know, there are cyclid planets there, I guess. And we need to go back to Joffrey, and going back is just warping back to Kladrua Temple. And this is kind of hard part in a way that you need to talk to Joffrey, Martin, Joffrey again a couple of times, and the best thing here is that you need to wait a certain amount of time, so they will be in the same room. So just talk to Joffrey. I'm giving now the Mask of Clavicus vial to Martin, which I collected, and later Joffrey told me that, oh no, there's another Oblivion gate next to Bruma, so we're gonna destroy that. And you saw how I destroyed the first one. This is gonna be a bit different, because since I already destroyed one, I actually don't need to destroy this one. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna load warp to the final cell of the first Oblivion gate. And what's happening here is that the game is very confused, because since I destroyed that cell where the sigil stone is, the game is like, oh, you already destroyed this gate, so let me just teleport out and just complete this Oblivion gate. And it skips pretty much this whole section. It's pretty good, and that's why I only need to complete only the very first Oblivion gate, which is pretty cool. Again, let's wait. No, I don't have to wait. That's pretty cool. So they are the same place, I don't have to wait for Joffrey to show up. And right now I need another item for the paradise to be opened, which is the blood of the gods, which is what is it? The item is called, yeah, the armor of Tiber Septim. That's what I need. And it's in an ancient cursed place called Sancrator, and we need to go there. So Sancrator is probably the most movement heavy sections. Bunch of stuff's gonna happen. And you need to kill 4 cursed blade ghosts. Oops. Climbing mountains is hard. Am I at the right place? Yeah, I just went a bit wrong way, but meh. It's fine. Went a bit too left. But there we go, we're gonna be there. So we arrived, bunch of skeletons outside. Don't care about them. We just care about the 4 cursed blades. Ghosts too, but we are not spooked by them. I just used 7, which is not that great. Also, if you mess this up and you try to go back, I just want to show you that the game won't let you drink more, so you're a bit screwed, but it's not that bad. Here's the first ghost. We killed him. I'm gonna make a load warp here, or a save for a load warp later on, so I don't have to backtrack inside of Sancrator. Right, the second one is also an easy ghost to handle. Just need this key. He was not the ghost, by the way, he was just the gatekeeper, so we get this key. The second ghost is gonna be down here. So I'm a bit worried about the skooma amount that I have, but I can dupe more. Always. Here's the second one. And I need to wait for the quest update to happen, because if I load warp too early, then I think what happens is that I soft lock these quest lines, and it's not good. I messed up the load warp. It's fine though. It's pretty much frame perfect. It's sometimes hard to get first try. Right, let's go get the third ghost. This can be RNG because he's in a room and sometimes he doesn't walk out, but he walks out now. It's pretty cool. Otherwise you have to go downstairs for him. It can lose you about 15 seconds, I guess. There we go. Alright, that's the last one, and I need to go back to where the armor is. Again, quick saving and quick loading to de-aggro the enemies behind me, and I'm gonna wait for this ghost to be in place so these magical barriers will fall. Just have to wait a bit. Oops, otherwise it will kill you, like you saw that. I got it. I'm gonna load over back to Cloud Ruler Temper. The good thing is that I don't need to talk to Joffrey anymore, just Martin, so I don't need to manipulate the in-game timer. Oops. There we go. We give him under the armor. And other sad thing happened is that there's gonna be the Great Gate is gonna open near Bruma. And we need to talk to the Countess of Bruma first. Because, you know, we need to lead the battle. But it's gonna be like a one-man battle. The NPCs are pretty useless here. And I made a save at the Bruma Temple. We're gonna meet her there. So she can call out the army.
I will call.
There we go, let the battle begin, because we don't need any more people to help us. And then we go to Wildeye Stables. And here comes the Great Gate battle, which is an auto-scroller, but I still need to focus, because at this point forward, Martin Septim will no longer be essential character, so essentially he can die. And I'm gonna make a lot of saves here, and hopefully that won't happen. I don't have safety saves for this commentary, but I'm probably gonna make one here. Yeah, let's make one here at the beginning. I trust myself, but you know, you never know. Here comes a great speech by a great man. So this can go wrong. All I need to do is that kill the enemies as fast as possible and make sure Martin stays as far as possible from the battle. Not sure if it will happen, but I will try my best. I'm just preparing for the enemies to spawn here. For Bruma indeed. There we go, that was fairly fast, right? So we need to have this, you know, cycles again. They will spawn again, I will kill them. Another gate will spawn here and a third one there, and the Great Gate later on, pretty much. Nothing I can split this up. There's a technique. There we go. There's a technique where you aggro Martin and then you run away from the battle and you run behind a rock. And what it does is that... Oops, did I kill someone? No. What it does is that, obviously, Martin can die then. But there's gonna be a bunch of enemies down here, and it's not good later on. I tried it once. Not sure if it saves time, but it's definitely the safest option. But I think even for a marathon, or you know, no reset run, I will be fine. The problem is that the fireballs are pretty slow, so you need to time it properly and need to see where, you know, where the enemies will go. Right, the third one opened. We are almost at the Great Gate. I just can't aim. Also, sometimes they hit you with fireballs and I can't see anything, which just happened. Oh, just don't die, Martin, please. And I try not to hit allies. That would be a bit unfortunate. But as I see that, alright. Joffrey is trying to die from my fireballs. There we go. Again, the same thing's gonna happen with the as in the second Oblivion gate. I'm just gonna load warp to the end of the first Oblivion gate. So the game thinks that it's done, so this will just put me outside of the Oblivion gate. I need to do this lockpick again. I don't know why that's a thing. Don't ask it. I can't explain it. But I need to kill every enemy now, pretty much. And these Daedra are after me. And I don't want to die. There we go, there are some scams. Right, there's a Daedra. Please die. There we go. Alright, everyone is dead. And talk to Martin.
We won.
We won, great. And now we know how to... Since we have the last... Since we have the last item, which is the Great Sigil Stone, then I can just go to Paradise, which is... Come on. There we go. Which is the, you know, place where Mankan Carmel lives. And I can get the amulet back and defeat Marinus Dagon. So I just need to wait for Joffrey. No, not Joffrey. Martin. So he can open the gate to Paradise. And I'm gonna defeat the final boss of the game, Mankar Cameron. It's gonna be hard. It'll be a hard battle. Right, we're at Paradise now. This is one of those places where movement tech is important. Why am I so slow? That's why. I'm running out of skill mode, but as you can see, I'm not over encumbered anymore because I have less scrolls now. There's a guy usually here or inside. Let's see. He's gonna be inside, but it's fine. Oops. And he has a band that I need to unlock some doors with.
So.
There we go, Band of the Chosen. I need to equip it so I can pass these doors for some reason.
You didn't think you could take me unawares here.
Kill this guy, so open a gate immediately here.
Look now on my paradise. Gaia Alata in the old time.
Also, one thing to mention here is that if the skooma depletes right at the lava, then I won't stop. Like, I won't continue movement or my momentum. I will just fall straight to the lava, so it's pretty scary. That's probably the hardest part here. Alright.
You think I mock you? Not at all. In your coming,
he's mocking me. There we go. So I just go here, so I de-aggro some enemies behind me. Don't worry about it. Then I will defeat Mankar Cameron here. Let's see how this battle will go.
I welcome you, if you truly are the agent.
Wow, usually it takes last shot. That was weird.
Only to prove
Usually he takes literally one shot, that was the joke, but he take more than that. Anyways, we got the amulet, technically. The load war back to Martin. We're gonna finish the game.
Hail.
Did I think I missed it? There we go. Yeah. So, here's Martin.
You found a...
But the problem is that Imperial City, you know, is being attacked by Mirrorless Dagon himself, so we're gonna hopefully save the place with Martin.
Good afternoon.
I'm gonna make my final save here. So I save like 2 seconds maybe. Let's wait for Martin. There we go. We start the last quest. I'm gonna load war back here. I'm in a cutscene now, but if I load war back here, I can move. Normally you can't move because you don't have player controls. So I just access this door faster. And this is the only time I'm gonna skip dialogue, which is quick saving and quick loading. For some reason, the game lets you do this. Otherwise, you can do it other places. Only this place. There we go. So we're gonna defeat the final boss. Pick 5, it's fine. Don't have much left here. And normally, you know, you need to find a way to kill Mirrorless Dagon, and we don't know how, but Martin will find a way, and we will wait for him. And he knows what's up.
We're too late.
And he's gonna finish the game for us. We just need to go here.
I do.
And that's time. And he shatters the amulet. And this is what happens. I'm gonna let this play out.
The amulet is shattered. Dagon is defeated. With the dragon's blood and the amulet of kings, we have sealed the gates of Oblivion forever. The last of the Septims passes now into history. I go gladly, for I know my sacrifice is not in vain. I take my place with my father and my father's fathers. The Third Age has ended, and a new age dawns. When the next Elder Scroll is written, you shall be its scribe. The shape of the future, the fate of the Empire. These things now belong to you.
Alright. Well, that was the run. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a bit average, but again, explaining stuff and running it it's gonna take its toll, but it was a fairly good amount of time. I went under my, my own estimate. Anyways, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, thank you very much, goodbye.